Hi, welcome back to the Chards and Bullion Dealer YouTube channel. I'm Ben, Customer Care Assistant, and this is the intro to a half-sovereign video. I filmed the main part yesterday, but didn't do the intro-outro then, so hence the jumper. The parcel that we've got has been sent in by Backyard Bullion, who you probably recognise the name of. He sent us in a half-sovereign 1915, suspected fake, and various little bits of gold jewellery. So when we get a parcel in, we make a note of the secure delivery number from the Royal Mail, note that down in our postbook. We weigh the parcel to make sure that the parcel weight matches the weight said on the postal stamp. Otherwise, we may be concerned that there's not the right items within it. Then we open it under CCTV camera, and if a self-charge form has been included, which generally it is, we'll check off against the list of items on the form against the list of items in the parcel. Check the number, check the quantities, and any other information we've got. Once you've opened and checked the items, for the sovereigns, or any other gold coin really, we'd run them through a tester on our Sigma machine, or the Niton tester if we needed extra backup information, just to test that they were genuine, authentic coins really. First of all, when you've got a coin to test on the Sigma, it does work for coins and bars, but isn't ideal for jewellery, so for that we use the Niton tester instead. First, you'd select the type of metal you're checking for. You've got the choice of gold, various purities, silver, other types, and it even does it selected by coins. So sovereign, because sovereign, half sovereign have the same metal content. You then set the weight of it, which you can either do by ounces or by grams. In this case, half sovereign is 4 grams. And test it. It needs to cover the full gap in the black circle, so it has to be used on the smaller tester in this case. A good result would come with the blue arrows inside the green. If it's blue, it means it's getting an accurate reading. If it's within the arrows, it means the reading is correct. So in this case, it tells us that it's reading accurate, but it's not the correct composition, because this tests by the resistance of the coin. It doesn't test correctly, so it's not sovereign fineness. At that point, we take this out and run it through the Niton tester, so we'd know exactly what composition it actually was. A price for this, and we've got that all calculated. It'll be entered onto our system based on the percentage that we'd offer for the coin in that situation. I will then pass it to one of my colleagues who will check my workings out. They'll check the calculations, the fineness, and they'll check that I've entered the right percentages. Once that's all on the system, we'll be able to give the customer a phone out and offer them the price that's been double checked, so we know they were being accurate. Since this didn't test properly on the Sigma machine, we're going to have to take it through to the Niton tester and run it through so we know roughly what fineness we're basing the calculations on there. So yeah, as I was saying, I'm going to put this on the Niton tester to get a more accurate reading as to what actually is in the coin. With these, we'll always fill in a tester analysis sheet. So put date of the coin, type of coin. If we suspect it's fake, we put a note of that. So I'll fill that in quickly. So there's the information I need. Put in, and we do the obverse first. For a quick test on an item, just to make sure the hallmark's accurate, we might only test it for 10 seconds if we're confident about it. For a full thorough test, a 60-second zap on the machine will do it. It gives enough time that any fluctuations that it reads even themselves out. So with this one, we're showing us gold 87.8, which is low, it should be 91.6. So even with the fluctuation of 0.4, it's still nowhere near what it should be. Copper is high at 11.9, silver is actually about right at 0.4, just more copper than there should be in it. So that's long enough for this side. I'll pop it over to the next. Always obverse first, then the reverse afterwards. Mainly because it's the way it says on the forms. It's also coming up, as you see, with a little note saying non-standard carat, but on the bottom of the forms we have a section for gold plating. Gold plate not detected, gold plate positive. In this case, we put a little circle around gold plate not detected, which tells us at least that it's not silver. And again, still testing is 87.6 on gold and 12 on copper. Still way too high copper. We do both sides just in case there's a little unevenness in the metal. Then we put it on the carat tester. So this is a half sovereign, so on the carat scales, which normally used for weighing jewellery, so any result we get, if we divide by 5 to get into grams, we'd be looking around 9.84 carats. So the result on this one is coming out 9.848, so as far as weight goes, perfectly acceptable. First of all, the Sigma tester was testing that it didn't match sovereign composition, which would make me suspicious in the first place. The Niton tester narrows it down though, it tells you that there's too much copper. Not enough gold, more copper than there should be, and you wouldn't get an accuracy like that. The most variation you'd normally get is, instead of 0.4 silver, you might get 1.5 for some older sovereigns from overseas. But that would come out of the copper, not out of the gold. The weight of it is fine, but weight isn't the easiest one to fake really for counterfeit sovereigns, so purely from the testers giving me the result of what content, it's a fake.
Hello, these are Lawrence Chard's hands, and this is because we're doing this kind of forum in conjunction with the famous backyard Bullion. He never shows his face. I think his secret is that his hands are hypnotic. It's possible that it's not really his hands that make the difference, it's maybe my face. If I show my face, we get fewer viewers. Thanks to Ben for doing the first part of this, doing all the hard work on it, and I'm just going to add my bits in. As you know, it's a 1915 fake. Well, I think Ben said suspect, but we concluded it was a fake half sovereign. It is an obvious fake half. We don't need equipment, we don't need all the other stuff. Weighing it, doing the Sigma test, the Niton test, was all really a little bit superfluous, but it is part of our procedure. What gives it away on this? What's obvious about this is it's got what our daughter Juliana described as a weird appearance. She also thought it was an obvious fake. It's got quite strong ghosting, and that's where, say, on the reverse side, you can actually see the outline of the head on that side, and actually even on the obverse side you can see a bit of the reverse kind of almost showing through almost to the mirror, rather soft, as if somebody's mushed them together, which in effect they have when they struck or cast this coin. We've also got a reasonably good condition, genuine 1915 London Mint sovereign there, and we can put them side by side. Actually, one thing you may be able to see there is there's a slight colour difference. The genuine one, to me, looks a little bit redder or pinkier, and the fake one looks a little bit kind of pale yellow. You probably also can see that the genuine one doesn't have that dark shadow. The fake looks like somebody who's had a hard night on the town, and they've got dark bags under their eyes. While we were looking at that, oh, no, you can see these. That was our stock of better or selected quality 1915 London Mint half sovereigns. There's about 15 of them. And we've also got a 1915 Sydney Mint half sovereign here. And these are scarcer. And in high grades, any half sovereigns with mint marks are almost always scarcer there than the London Mint ones. Interestingly, it was good to have these to compare, and of course viewers at home might not have their own coins you can compare them with. If you have it handy, is the fake has got a little lump on the ground line where a mint mark would normally be, and it looks as if it could be a letter S for Sydney. However, it's so indistinct, it is just a blob. So we're treating it as being a fake of a London Mint sovereign rather than a Sydney. One thing I don't think Ben did that we do sometimes, I'll often do as a quick check, and you can all do this at home. You won't have one of these. It's a leverage gauge. Basically, it's a micrometer for diamonds and gemstones. You can just use a caliper gauge, like a vernier scale. You can buy them for about £10 from here, there, or Aldi or whatever. And just looking at the diameter of this, I've already done a couple of readings before we started, and it depends quite, well, if you rotate it when you're measuring it, you should get more or less the same reading all the way around, but experience tells me you often don't. And the readings there are coming out between 19.7 millimetres and 20.15. A genuine one should be about 19.3, and I did check a genuine one there, and that's coming out between 19.31 and 19.2, that's also a lot more consistent. There's a big variation in the fake, and any big variations tend to be evidence that it wasn't a Royal Mint product, that it was privately produced. While I'm at it, we check the thickness. I think this is a weird thing to measure in a way because it can depend. It's not an absolute diagnostic. So this coin's coming out something at 1.0 millimetres, which is quite thin, whereas the genuine one coming out around about 1.10 thickness. Okay, that's about it on physical measurements. Ben already checked the weight, and I did it separately as well the other day, so that's not actually in the video so far. But the weight I got in grams converts to 3.9694. It should be 3.98805. So, in fact, this coin is about 0.2 of a gram deficient in weight, and that's a lot. It's a coin that appears to be, well, to have no real signs of wear and tear on it, so that is more or less as it was made, and it wouldn't have lost 0.2 of a gram. So that would be enough, or should be enough, to alert anybody that this is suspect or fake, and it is fake. So every bit of evidence we've done on this coin, every observation, every measurement, is saying fake, fake, fake. So it is an obvious fake. I think that's it for now. Now, if this video gets 2 or 3 times or 10 times more than our normal ones, then we'll have some evidence that it's because my face isn't in it. That's all for now, folks. I'll hand over. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us for this video. Be sure to subscribe and ideally like the video. And join us next time. We'll be going through the rest of the items that Backyard Bullion sent us through to analyse and check out.